Hello everyone, welcome back to the new section. We were discussing about issue of shares issued at par, shares issued at a premium. Then we discussed about oversubscription of shares. Then we discussed about calls in advance, calls in arrears, and at last we discussed about oversubscription, calls in advance and calls in arrears together. Now today we are going to discuss about share forfeiture, a new concept, share forfeiture. What is this share forfeiture? What share forfeiture means? Sometimes we have told that calls in arrear. That means sometimes some shareholders may fail to pay allotment money or call money when the company demands. So such shares, such applications or such shares who failed to pay the allotment or call money will be cancelled by the company. Cancelled by the company. So before cancelling the company will issue a notice to the shareholder that your shares are in arrear for this allotment or calls. So if you are interested, you can pay the money. So like that, company will issue company will issue a notice to the defaulted shareholder. 14 days time will be given to pay the money. After that also, if the shareholder fails to pay the money, then company can withhold the shares. Withholding of such shares, such defaulted shares are called forfeiture of shares. So let us discuss about share forfeiture or forfeiture of shares. Forfeiture of shares. So share forfeiture, as we told, it is the cancellation of the defaulted shares after giving prior notice to the shareholder. That means company withheld or cancel the shares of the defaulted shareholder. After that, the share ceases to exist. That means the shareholder will not become the share. That means the person that the defaulted shares after cancellation will be under the control of the company. Company will take the shares back. So that concept is called share forfeiture. Okay. Now we are going to see that what will be the journal entry at the time of forfeiture of shares. So here, forfeiture of shares at that journal entry will be different at the time when the shares are issued at par or face value and when the shares are issued at a premium. In both the cases, journal entry will be different. So let us discuss about forfeiture of shares issued at par. Forfeiture of shares issued at par. That means company is forfeiting the shares issued at par. So what will be the journal entry for that? That is what we are going to discuss. So let us discuss that with the help of an example. Here a company issues 50,000 shares. Company issues 50,000 shares at the rate of rupees 10. Okay. And application money rupees 2. Allotment money rupee 1. Then share first call rupees 3. Then share second and final call rupees 4. So like that, this is the condition. That means 50,000 shares are issued at rupees 10 each. Allotment money 2, application money 2, allotment money 1, share first call rupees 3 and share second and final call rupees 4. Then at that time, when the company calls for the share allotment, a shareholder named Y did not pay allotment and call money. Allotment and call money for his 2,000 shares. 2,000 shares. Okay, this is the case. So with this example, we are going to explain the forfeiture journal entry. The journal entry is this: share capital debtor. Share capital debtor. Debtor means called up value. Called up value of forfeited share. Called up value of forfeited share. Suppose if the company called all that calls, after calling the second and final call, company forfeits. So what we will do? This entry will be at last. That means the company called the company forfeited share after the second and final call. So last entry will be before the forfeiture entry. Last entry will be bank account debtor to share first, second and final call. So that will be 2,000 shares did not pay the money. So remaining 48,000 into 4. That will be the receipt entry for share second and final call. After that, this entry will be written. So called up value in that case is 2,000 share into called up value. All the calls are called. All the money are called. So called up value 2 plus 1 3 plus 3 6 plus 4 10. 2,000 into 10. So we can write here the amount. How much? 20,000. Okay, this is for understanding purpose. I have written called up value for forfeiture 20,000. Then to forfeited shares, an account will be opened in the name of forfeited, or we can write forfeited shares or share forfeiture account. Share forfeiture account. To share forfeiture account. An account will be opened in the name share forfeiture. Okay, what is that? Share forfeiture account shows the amount paid by the defaulted shareholder. Amount paid. So he did not pay the allotment and call money. So which amount he paid? He paid only application money. So how much he paid, that will be shown here. So we can write in bracket 2,000 into 2 rupees. That means 4,000 rupees he has paid. Okay. Then to share, which are the amounts not paid, that should be written here. To share allotment, then to share first call, then to share second and final call. That means this shows amount unpaid. Amount unpaid. How much amount unpaid? That means 2,000 into 2 rupees only he paid, 8 rupees did not pay. So 16,000. Okay, that means this we cannot write like this, we have to write individually. Okay, allotment how much? 2000 into allotment 1 rupee. So we will write here 1000. Then share first call 2000 into first call how much? 3 rupees, that is 6000. Here 4 rupees each, so 8000. Okay. So allotment 1 rupee, then second call 3 rupees, so 4 plus 4. Here it is not 1000 rupees, it is 2000 rupees. That was the confusion. Okay. So now it is clear. Okay, now let us see. This is the journal entry. Here all money was received, so we have to write full. That means after calling all this, even second call money also, after that only shares are forfeited. So in that case, called up value will be the total face value. Full face value is called back. Now another case. Suppose company called up to this first call only. Company called up to first call only. Then what will be the journal entry? In that case, what will be the journal entry? Up to first call only. Second call is not called. That is the case next we are going to solve. So in that case, share capital, that means called up value. Called up value of the forfeited share. Forfeited share 2000. Called up value how much? 2 plus 1, 3 plus 3, 6 rupees only called. Not 10, we will write 6. So 6 rupees for 2000 shares. How much? 12,000. Okay. Then forfeited share, how much is paid? How much is paid? Only allotment is paid. Okay. Let us consider, we can make some changes. This already we discussed like this. Now he paid application and allotment. In that case, what will be the amount here? It will be 3 rupees. So it will be 6,000 here. 6,000. That means amount paid 6,000. Then amount unpaid, this entry is not needed. Okay. Here allotment is already paid, so no need to write that. Which are the amount unpaid? First call is there. First call 2000 into 3 and second call 2000 into 4. So 2000 into 3, 6,000, then 8,000. Okay. So first call, one thing is there, second call is not called, so no need to write that. Okay. Called up value will be up to first call only, so this is not needed. Okay. Forfeiture amount paid is 6,000 and unpaid is only the share first call. Allotment also is not there. Okay. Is it clear? So that is the case here. Now, this is the situation when partly paid up shares are reached or partly called shares are forfeited. Clear? Next we are going to see another case, second one, that is forfeiture of shares issued at premium. Forfeiture of shares issued at premium. Okay, with the same example we are going to explain that. Let us see that. When shares are issued at premium. So what will be the journal entry for forfeiture of shares for the shares issued at a premium. So this is the example we told last journal entry time. So here 50,000 shares at the rate of rupees 10 is issued at a premium of rupees 2 per share. At a premium of rupees 2 per share. So let us see, we'll write here 2 rupees is the premium. So we will write including, here we can make it 3 in bracket, including premium rupees 2 per share. Okay, this is the case. So the speciality of this method, or the speciality of forfeiture of shares at the time of issue of shares at premium, is that there will be two circumstances. One, when the shareholder paid after paying the premium if the shares are forfeited, and another one if the shares are forfeited before paying the securities premium. Okay, let's just see. Out of that, the first case we will discuss when the shareholder does not pay securities premium. Securities premium. What will be the journal entry for forfeiture of shares if the shareholder did not pay the premium amount also? So here, that example we can tell. Here, Mr. P paid only or does not pay allotment and call money. He did not pay allotment and call money. So what will be the journal entry at that time if he did not pay allotment and call money for his 5,000 shares? For his 5,000 shares. Okay. The journal entry we will write like this: share capital debtor. Share capital debtor. Share capital debtor, as we told, it is called up value. Called up value. Called up value for the defaulted share. Called up value for the forfeited share. So suppose this is fully called. How many shares? 5,000 into 10. It will be 50,000. Then, since he has here he did not pay allotment and call money. That means he did not pay allotment, means he did not pay premium also. Isn't it? He did not pay allotment. He paid only the application money. Did not pay allotment, then first call and second call also. Did not pay. That means premium also not paid. If premium is not paid, see, the thing is that premium will be adjusted along with the due entry. Due entry means here allotment due entry, while writing we will write allotment debtor, share allotment debtor to equity share capital or share capital to securities premium. So there we have already created share forfeiture. We already created. But now, since we are forfeiting the shares, he will not pay the premium amount. So what we have created, that liability we already created, so that liability should be written off. Or that reserve we already created, that reserve should be written off. So in order to write off, we are debiting that securities premium account here. So we will write here securities premium reserve. Securities premium reserve debtor. How much he got to pay? That we have to write here. 50,000, 5,000 into 2. How much? 10,000. Okay. Then what he paid will be written as usual. We will write to share forfeiture account. Share forfeiture account. How much he paid? Share forfeiture account means amount paid by the defaulted shareholder. How much he paid? 5,000 into 2. 10,000 he paid. So that will be credited. Then what is not paid will be written here separately. That means to share allotment. Share allotment. In bracket we can write including premium. Because premium we have already debited, so that equal amount should be credited here also. Including premium we have to write. So how much? 5,000 into 3. You can write here 5,000 into 3. 15,000. Then share first call. That also not paid. These are the amount not paid, isn't it? Amount not paid. First call, how much? 5,000 into first call 3, isn't it? So again 15,000. Then share second and final call. Second and final call, how much? 5,000 into 4. How much? 20,000. 20,000, 50,000, 60,000. Okay, so this is the journal entry. Now, suppose the same case, company did not call the second and final call. Company did not call second and final call. So at that time, what will be the called up value? Called up value, we will write only the share amount, will not include premium. So how much is the called up value? Last second and final call not called. That means 6 rupees only called. So 5,000 into 6. How much? 30,000. Securities premium will be written like that. Share forfeiture entry also like that. Then allotment also same. First call also will be same, but will not write here the second and final call. This entry will not write. Okay, so 20,000 will not be written. Okay, then next we are going to see the next method. When shareholder paid the securities premium. Okay. Here, premium amount is already paid by the shareholder. In that case, what will be the journal entry? Suppose here another shareholder M failed to pay call money for his 5,000 shares. 5,000 shares. M failed to pay call money for his 5,000 shares. Call money not paid means he has paid application and allotment. Application and allotment he paid means he paid premium also, because premium is collected along with allotment. Since he has paid the allotment money, he has paid premium amount also. So what will be the journal entry for the forfeiture of shares when the premium is already paid? That's what we are going to see. Okay. And as per the Companies Act, once if the premium is collected by the company, that need not be paid back to the shareholder. Okay, premium amount if company has already collected, or if the shareholder has already given the securities premium amount, and after that if the shareholder fails to pay the further amounts, the company need not pay back the securities premium amount. So we need not raise securities premium reserve account for the forfeiture of shares if he has already paid the premium. Okay, if the shareholder has already paid the securities premium, we need not open securities premium account. That means securities premium account need not show in the journal entry. That means what we have written in the case of forfeiture of shares issued at par, the same journal entry can be followed. We will not consider premium because it is already paid and cancelled. Okay. So what will be the journal entry? Share capital debtor. Share capital debtor. What it is? This is called up value. This shows called up value. Okay. Suppose these shares are fully called. That means 5,000. Last example we told about 5,000. Now let it be 4,000. So 4,000 into 10. That means 40,000. Okay. Then 2 forfeited shares. That means it is amount paid. Amount paid. How much is paid? 4,000 into allotment money he paid, premium also paid. So since premium is paid already, he told that it will not be considered. So actual amount is 2 rupees plus 1, 3 rupees paid. That means 4,000 into 3. How much? 12,000 is paid. This 3 rupees including application and 1 rupee allotment. 2 rupees is the premium. Okay, that we are not considering. Then now we will write all the amounts unpaid. Which are the amounts unpaid? Share first call. Okay, share first call how much? 4,000 into 3. Again 12,000. Then share second and final call. How much? 4,000 into 4. 16,000. Okay. So total 40,000 cancelled. Now this, as we told, it is partly called, not fully called. So what to write? 4,000 into, that means second call is not made by the company. So how much? 6 rupees only called. 4,000 into 6. How much? 24,000 will be written here. Then for future amount, application and allotment paid, that will be written. First call. This is amount unpaid. In the previous example, both were unpaid. Now this is not there. Second and final call is not called, so no need to write. Okay, 16,000 is not there. Clear? Now let us discuss combination of both the cases. That means called up shares are forfeited and at the time when premium is already paid and premium is not paid. In both cases. That means some shareholders paid the some shareholders did not pay the premium, some shareholder paid the premium. In both the cases, we will see. Yes, here we are discussing about forfeiture entry in both the cases where premium is paid. Suppose one shareholder paid the premium and another shareholder did not pay the premium. Let us see the example. With the same example, X did not pay allotment and call money. Another shareholder Y did not pay this. X did not pay allotment and call money for 2000 shares. For 2000 shares. Y did not pay call money for 3000 shares. And these shares are forfeited after making the second and final call. Then what will be the journal entry? We are making combined journal entry, combined forfeiture for both the shareholders. Okay, because it is forfeited after making the second and final call. Then the journal entry will be share capital debtor. Share capital debtor. How much? Total shares 2000 plus 3000. 5000 into 10. Face value only will be taken. So 50,000. Then X did not pay allotment. X did not pay the allotment means he has not paid premium also. So for his share we have to raise securities premium account. So securities premium account this is the part you have to listen carefully. Securities premium reserve we have to create for how many shares? For X, that means 2000 into 2 rupees premium. 4000 rupees. Okay. Then 2 forfeited shares. Forfeited shares, we know that how much is paid by the shareholder, that should be written. That means 2000 shares. For 2000 shares he paid application money. 2 rupees paid. Okay. Plus next 3000 shares. 3000 shares he paid application and allotment. Application 2 rupee. Allotment money how much? 1 rupee. So total 1 plus 2, 3 rupees he paid. That means 4000 plus 9000. Okay. That means 13,000 rupees both of them together paid. Then share allotment. That means amount unpaid. Who has not paid the allotment? X has not paid for 2000 shares. So 2000 into, he has not allotment and premium, he has not paid. So we have to take allotment money including premium. 2000 into 3. How much? 6000. Okay. Then next, share first call. Who has not paid? Both of them not paid. That means X and Y did not pay call money. So total 5000 shares. 5000 into how much? First call 3 rupees. So 15,000. Then share second and final call. Second and final call, how much? 5,000 into 4. 20,000. Okay. So 54,000. Okay. So this is the journal entry. Then now let us say this is not fully called. That means these shares are forfeited after the first call. Shares are forfeited after the first call, or before making second call, these shares are forfeited. Then what will be the journal entry? Here we will write 6 rupees. So 30,000. Securities premium, okay. Share forfeiture also okay. Then share forfeiture, how much is paid? That is correct. Allotment, then first call, this 20,000 will not be there. Okay. So this is the treatment of share forfeiture at the time of issue of shares at par and issue of shares at premium. Okay. Is it clear to all? Okay. So you can refer some of the problems from your reference book and solve it, and after that if there is any doubt you can communicate that to me. Okay. Thank you.